So good evening everybody, my name is Lynn MacDonald and I'm going to be covering the training for tonight. Tonight we're going to be covering how to get a new person started. Before I get started, I will say you might be wondering why I'm doing a training with a peak cap on and let's just see the t-shirt and a grey t-shirt. Grey's not really my favourite colour. I always remember the advert, grey will never go out of fashion because it's never been in fashion. But the purple's nice and it's for the new people, it's a qualification that Clean Easy reward you with for various things. With my particular reward was for new business sales, and I'm fortunate enough to be going away to India next Thursday, flying out Thursday evening to Goa, Mumbai City and Bollywood. So keep tuned to the Rhino Group for the stories. So, how to get a new person started. Many of the people online tonight are in the business, some a couple of years, some a few years, some longer, some a lot less, some just a few months. But the one thing in common that we have is we get new people started. Everybody here tonight is looking to get new people started. Now, we consistently see trainings on the system, follow the system, and what a new person, basically, what we teach a new person what they have to do if they want to build a successful Clean Easy business or income. Whether that's £200 or £300 a month retailing or £2,000 or £3,000 a month, success is in the eyes of the beholder. But our job, and this is first and foremost, is to find out what do they want. Now, I know that sounds obvious, but we really do need to ask. Oh, I don't know, I just want to try and see, just want a wee bit extra, anything else extra would be nice. We have to break it down and try and get them to disclose to us what they're looking for. And we do that by asking questions. And there's a telephone training on the type of questions that you can ask on the YouTube link to they're available for you. But it's basically when your new person gets started, we need to find out what they want, because our job is to help them to achieve that, but also to help them to understand the importance of setting goals right from the very start. They need to know how much time they're prepared to commit to their goals in the business. Now, I know you've heard this over and over again, but when I do these trainings, I think to myself, they come to the forefront when I'm talking to a new prospect, and I see myself putting this into action, and I realise that it's more than words on a bit of paper. The goals are the most important part of the business, and helping your new person understand the importance of setting goals is the most important part. Whether it's just £200, £2,000 a month or £20,000 a month, doesn't matter. It all starts with the goals and how much time. And when I'm speaking to people, you can hear it in their voice that they're not going to give the commitment to the business when we start to discuss how much time they're prepared to commit to the goals and exactly what's involved in it. That would get rid of people getting started and doing nothing, because they wouldn't get started if we do this bit properly. And our job is to give them a plan that will help them to achieve these goals, whether it's £50 a week, £100 a week. We'll show them a plan. And also to work with them, keep in constant contact with them while they're working that plan and show them how they can achieve it. So there it is. We see this at every training, but we see it from the angle of a new person tuning in. But this is for your point of view, the leader in the business, the person who's sponsoring. The communication with your new person is the key to success. If I don't have the communication, I very rarely see the action being done. The fact that people who regularly contact their sponsor and successful upline are far more successful than those that don't. So it's our job in the early stages to try and encourage and get them into the habit of communicating with you, even if it's just a wee Facebook message in the morning saying, how is it going? Did you manage to get your whatever your last protocol or conversation was? You can pick up the phone, and I like to speak on the phone regularly in the early stages, but at least once a week as the time goes on. Email, it's getting a bit dated now. It's not fast enough, but you can still use email to send lots of information. Text, how you getting on? Couldn't see you on Facebook today. You out there with your books. Just keeping in touch with them, especially in the news, with your new starts in the early stages. It's consistent. Just if you imagine your children, and while we're bringing them up, we only speak to them once a week. And how was your day? How was your week? And they've got to give you everything all at once. It's not going to happen. So it's the same with your new team member. You need to be speaking to them. How did you get on today? So you get it live when it's happening and when that you can be useful to them. So we're going to let them know that it's important for them to learn the simple system that's in place. I mean, that is the most important step. And I go back to whether it's £200 a month, £2,000 a month, or 20 grand a month. Obviously, what you need to learn is dependent on your income, choice and desire. If you want to earn 200, you simply have to learn how to put out enough catalogues and build a catalogue customer base, or how to do enough prospecting and posting online to sell products. To achieve that is pretty straightforward. But if you want to build a huge business and a full-time income, you really do have to learn that system. And you'll know right away. Somebody's willingness to learn will determine the level of success. So if I'm really sorry for asking, I'm sorry for being in touch again. Don't be sorry. This is what you want. You want the person communicating, and as I say, encourage that communication. You can only encourage it. You can't actually force it. But your job is to teach them the simple system. And if you're new watching this for the first time, your job is to learn the simple system. And you'll be glad to know that it is simple. I can do it. And that is saying something. So what is the system? Well, here we have, after a conversation with Eamon Lynch 2 weeks ago at our Millionaires Training, it's basically retail sponsor for the new people. That's just bringing people in. We bring people into the business, we sponsor them because we're responsible for teaching them, which is the third one. You might just want number one, retail. Which way to get my thumb? Retail, you might just want number one. You might want to bring in people into your business, but just gradually on a slow basis. Or you might want it really to be a serious income. It doesn't matter which one. It's your business, but that is in a nutshell. It depends on what you want. Or you might just want much more time. So you need the money to get the time. And you need to put in the time to get the time. So if you want more, you have to do more. And this is our system in its entirety. The two things that wasn't in the slide previous was the learn the system, which actually is the wrong slide. That should say goals. Ignore that, learn the system. It's the wrong graphic. It should say goals. So this one should say goals. Goals, personal development, retail sponsor, and teach. Now, do you really need goals if all you want to do is earn a couple of £100 a month? We'll chat about that. But the trouble with this type of business is you do have to work a little bit harder in the early stages for a little. It's not hard, it's consistent. Post 10 here, post 20 there, put 100 books out, put 200 books out, collect them in, whatever it is your chosen activity plan is. But the great thing about this business is as you work in the latter stages, you work a little for a lot. And with the retail side of the business, you're only talking 15 weeks, whether it's online or door to door, to build up a pretty good regular customer base if you're doing the action. But you do have to do the action, and you do have to put the groundwork in. So what is the groundwork? We'll look at the hand. Goals, personal development, retail sponsor, teach. And as I said previously, do you really need to be big on goal setting if you just want to retail a couple £100 a month? Do you need personal development if you just want to retail a couple £100 a month? Absolutely yes. Even if it's just how much money are you aiming for, how many books you're going to be working with, what is your online sales target, this is how many posts you'll need to do, this is how many books you'll need to do. Personal development, you're watching the training videos more than once until you learn, or you're earning what you want to earn from that specific angle, area of the business. You're watching. So although it's not strong in goals and personal development, that really is more to the forefront when you want to build a massive income from the business, which is readily available if you put the work in. But even if you only want to earn a couple of £100 a month, set the goals, break them down on a daily basis, and communicate with your sponsor, or if you're in the business, communicate with your new team member. Communication, that's it. That's the key to success. So the retail, how do we get a new person started retailing? So we've got the online side of the business. We've established what they want. We've got commitment from the amount of time that they want to spend, and we're starting to put together a plan for them. And this has to be an honest, realistic plan. And let's say that you're a catalogue retailer and you haven't done the online. Speak to someone online and get the statistics from them, and vice versa. If you're an online retailer and you haven't done a catalogue, make sure you speak to somebody who'll help you to show a catalogue retail plan. But we've got the videos at www.makemoneyfromfb.com in the members area. Send the video how to get started on Facebook, but you have to talk them through every level, a stage at a time. Arrange to call them later in case they need any help. Do you need any help to set it up? Most people, I find, watch the video and can set it up pretty well, but you still want that conversation later, because it might be when they're starting to put their photographs up, they might start by putting too elaborate, too fancy. It might just not be quite right. So it's a good idea to advise them to add you as an administrator in the early stages, so you can keep an eye on what they're posting, and therefore keep up the communication with them regarding what they're posting. If they need help to set up their group, which so far I haven't really needed to help that many people, but there are people out there who've never been on Facebook before and are completely Facebook illiterate and might need help. And I like to use TeamViewer. Just download teamviewer.com. They do the same. Put in a code and you can watch and control what they're saying and help them to get the group started. But everything is one step at a time. Step 1, set up their online group. Step 2, post 15 to 20 products on the group. Added you as another person as admin, preferably you and another spouse, husband, partner. The next step is to start adding all the friends to the group, and to post a status letting them know what you're doing and that you're adding them to the group. And if you want to leave the group, that's fine. This is how you leave the group. Thanks for taking a look. That type of thing. All in the training videos. But again, as stressed, the most important thing is you're going through this with them each step. We're not speaking to them on Monday and then on Friday asking them how they got on with the group. We want to speak to them on a daily basis. So how did you go on with adding your friends, Jean? You've got a couple of, I noticed you've got 600, so just keep adding and keep posting. You want to get as many, if not all, your friends. This is where the first wave of sales come from. Put that wee status up on, letting them know that you're adding them, what you're doing, and ask them to share the group. Many of your friends will be happy to share the group with you, with their friends rather. The next step is the email all good friends. Now, some people have thousands of friends on Facebook, but only 50 to 100 or maybe more are real friends, acquaintances, people they know to talk to personally. It might be more than that. But you want to just say, like, hi, an introduction to your business and the iCat or your On Life K Life. I've just started it up. It's going really, really well. Please, can you have a wee look at my group? If you like it, you could share it with your friends. Here's the catalogue online, blah, blah, blah. and ask how they're getting on, adding friends, and how the emails are going. So you want to, how you're getting on with everything. So email all good friends. I went ahead of myself there. Ensure that they're posting 3 to 4 new products in their group every day. That's the one thing that I find that people go on to do their other products and they forget about their online ones, their own group, which is what you're building to sell your products. And ask them how they're getting on, adding friends, and how the emails are going. Sorry, that's where I got ahead of myself. As I said, the first sales quite often, not always, come from friends. And my friend Debbie sold 788 and just under 3 weeks online, and only £60 came from her friends. You mean lot. They're my friends too. Maybe I've sold it to them. But quite often, but they're also going to share it for you. That's an important part. They're sharing this. We're going to ask them, beg them, plead them for your friends to share your group with their friends, and they will do it. I got over 800 for one of my friends. He just gave me his password and said go in and add them. The other way to grow your group organically, so there's a lot to be chatting to with a new person in the first few days in the business. This doesn't happen overnight. You're chatting to them as the group set up, as the products on it, are they posting new products every day. We're now going on to external groups. Hopefully they'll have watched the videos and started to add plenty of external groups. 10 at a time, not too many at a time. Beware of the Facebook bans. But then we want to start posting on external groups at least 2 to 3 products on at least 60 groups a day. This is recommended for the best results, and it's what Debbie was doing to achieve £780 in sales in just under 21 days. Debbie and Mark. I'll get into trouble because I say Debbie through habit, but it's Debbie and Mark. She's not tuned in tonight as well. So the real job has taken over tonight. Taking advantage of comments and likes. This is how you can build your group. Somebody in the external group says, I like your product. Thanks very much, Mary, for the like. If you'd like to buy it, please let me know. I've got hundreds of other gorgeous products on my group, and then the link to your group. And what you find is not only will Mary join your group, but another half a dozen people from that particular buying and selling group will ask to join your group. Adding your customers that have bought for you is obvious, and asking them to share with friends who might like the group. Promoting your group at every opportunity. Friends, family, customers, people you meet, get flyers, because I'm finding it really, really easy to build the business by just saying, I don't suppose you know anybody that's looking to make money on Facebook. And then, or I talk to people when I'm walking my dogs, and I'm always talking about Facebook and the business opportunity, and you need these flyers or business cards. And if you're doing catalogues, your catalogue customers become K-Life customers, and K-Life customers become catalogue customers, because we share the catalogue with them as they get stronger customers. Relations. So, the catalogue. Why not do both? I know a lot of people are starting with the virtual kit at £25. And that's fantastic. It is fantastic. But I have had a few people starting with a special kit for £99, which is an absolute bargain. And I will be honest with you, catalogue sales, we can generate quicker. We are doing more legwork. We're out there with the books, and we're doing high numbers. But the sales come quicker from a non-customer base. With the internet, it takes a little bit longer, apart from the wavy sales, or if you're doing loads of posting, it takes a bit longer to establish these one-off sales from strangers. So the catalogues work really well for this, and I see the power in doing both. To me, it makes sense. I mean, Clunies still give you free books every time you order £150 in sales in your first 30 days in the business. You can choose to get 50 free Clean Easy catalogues or 50 free K-Life catalogues. Now, when you register, you will get 5 of each. So I would recommend that you speak to your new person about getting these. That's the first step of the catalogues. Get these first catalogues out to friends and family and back in quickly again. Elaine White had someone in her team, Elaine and Terry, Michael I think his name was, who sold £165 in his first week, and it was simply by handing just the clean easy catalogues out to friends and family, no door-to-door sales. So the first sales will come from these 5 catalogues and your online friends and family. So we need to make sure step by step that people are actually doing this. Sometimes we're too quick to want to rush and do competitions to grow our groups and rush and do this, where if you just gradually build it, build up a rapport, like and share things, and just let yourself be seen as a person active on Facebook and not a business. So I'm going to finish it there. I'm not going to go into team building, and I'm not going to go into actually how to build a customer base with the catalogues or how to build a customer base online. The person who invited you along will be able to send you the video, or please email me, lyncleaneasy@googlemail.com, or go to www.makemoneyfromfb.com in the members area. Everything you need is on there. But the biggest tip that you want to give your new person is to learn that system and to communicate with you, their sponsor, on a daily basis in the early stages. This is how they're going to learn the system, by speaking to you, by watching the videos on YouTube and on the Rhino group and the stories of success on all the different groups, attending these webinars and the others that are available, by plugging into live meetings with the Fantastic Millionaires training last weekend, plugging into the System for Success trainings. There's one coming up in Scotland on the 15th of May. And if you're not local, we actually do record these and can send them. It's not live streaming yet, but we can get that System for Success round everywhere in the country. But we hope of having more of them live in the future all over the country. But just study the system. Listen, if you only want to earn £200 or £300 a month, you don't need to study the system. You need to study how to retail with the catalogues, how to build a strong customer base, how to build a Facebook group, how to retail online, and how to build a strong customer base online. And that's the extent of your study. But if you want to build an amazing business that this business can give you, and the growth at the moment it's sped up. It is no longer a marathon. This can be a sprint if you want to build a massive business. And that's the training for this evening.